North American governments have embraced the prohibitionist ideal for almost a century, relying on criminal law and social control to limit the supply of illegal drugs and stymie drug use. The Correctional Service of Canada claims to consider substance abuse a health issue rather than an enforcement issue. In reality, 93% of their funding goes toward enforcement, while only 7% goes to prevention and treatment. Annually, Canadian taxpayers spend $500 million enforcing cannabis laws alone, according to the 2002 Canadian Senate report on illegal drugs, and about 90,000 people are arrested for illegal drugs yearly. In the United States, someone is arrested every 19 seconds for drug-related crimes, 82% of which are for simple possession, according to law enforcement against prohibition. America also leads the world in number of incarcerated citizens thanks to mandatory minimum sentences and the 3 strikes law, where anyone charged 3 times can go to prison for life. About 1 in every 100 American adults is behind bars, according to LEAP.
Drug Enforcement Agency, I'm asking you a very straightforward question. Is heroin worse for someone's health than marijuana?
All illegal drugs are bad.
Does this mean you don't know?
Heroin causes an addiction.
Okay.
It causes many problems and is very hard to kick.
So does that mean that the health impact of heroin is worse than marijuana? Is that what you're telling me?
I think you're asking a subjective question.
No, it's objective. Just looking at the science, this is your area of expertise. I'm a layperson, but I've read some of the studies. I'm aware of it. I'm just asking you as an expert in the subject area, is heroin or someone's health in marijuana?
And I'm answering as a police officer and as a DEA agent that these drugs are illegal because they are dangerous, because they are addictive, because they do hurt a person's health.
So heroin is more addictive than marijuana? Is heroin more addictive than marijuana?
I think generally the properties of heroin, yes, it's more addictive.
Is methamphetamine more addictive than marijuana?
Well, both are addictive.
Well, is methamphetamine more highly addictive than marijuana?
I think some people become addicted to marijuana and some people become addicted to methamphetamine.
You mentioned at the top of
all this enforcement has only created more grow operations and, among other things, decreased the cost of 1 gram of pure cocaine by 74% in the past 30 years. Without any public or real parliamentary debate, Stephen Harper and his Conservative government recently introduced new crime legislation, including mandatory minimum sentences, which will increase prosecution and incarceration costs, cause overcrowding in prisons, limit the use of alternative sentencing like rehabilitation and community service, harshly and disproportionately punish small-time drug offenders, violate provisions of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and create more violent criminals and people who distrust their government. The Omnibus Bill is also harsher on young offenders and will allow for fewer conditional sentences. This bill means millions of additional dollars to burden the Canadian people with every year, and it is completely unwarranted considering Canada's crime rate has been falling, currently at its lowest since 1972.
We feel what the real costs are to the Canadian taxpayers, because they're the ones who are going to pay the bill.
Mr. Speaker, I'm going to tell this honourable member, I would hope that you would at least read the bill, Mr. Speaker. That bill deals with traffickers, every single paragraph. That is completely lost on the Leader of the Opposition. It's lost on this member, Mr. Speaker. The dumbest thing I've heard in this Parliament is the Liberal policy of fighting crime. That's what's dumb.